Fellow auto detailers, welcome to the show that features interviews with today's most successful auto detailers. This is the Auto Detailing Podcast. Here's your host, Jimbo Balaam.
All right, welcome to this episode of the Auto Detailing Podcast. I'm excited to bring kind of a different twist to this episode of the show with a returning guest. We have Eric Gloubic, and last time he was on the show, it was about clear film, and I would still strongly suggest everyone go back and listen to that. I'll link the episode number in the show notes. But Eric Gloubic is our guest again. Eric, thanks for coming back on. How you doing, man?
Great. Always glad to be back.
So now you have a new adventure going on that I actually think, and we talked at SEMA, met up at SEMA, and you were telling me about this a little bit, and I said, man, I want to share this on the show because I know that there's going to be someone out there interested. So can you fill us in on what you got going on?
Yeah. About 7 months ago, we changed the focus to adult and youth automotive skilled trades. And what that is, what we're starting out in the Indianapolis area is detailing and vinyl wrap. And what makes it unique is what we're doing is adding education to the skilled trades as well as doing externships. We want to help people get jobs. Woman I'm working with is a college professor for Ivy Tech, and so then somebody that's interested in starting their own business, then you have an actual teacher that can help you with a business plan or a resume. We're also working with yesterday, I just met with Indiana Wesleyan University, and we partnered with them, so I'm glad to announce that. And what we want to do is add an actual accredited education to the detailing, to the vinyl wrap, and then we'll add additional skilled trades later once we get a little further along. But they have an entrepreneur program, so for some people out there that might start out at a business and then get into it, and then there's obviously the office piece. It's not just your skill, and they might not know what they're doing. So this is how that comes into play. And the second part of it is the university has a Reality 1.0 program for students in high school to bring to the campus and to see if that's something for you. And if it's not, and then we can introduce a skilled trade. Skilled trades are huge, so I think that's something great, especially people that don't know anything about these two skills. And we're also working with the state of Indiana, a nonprofit organization called Edna Martin Center. And what they have some vocational courses, and we'll be adding our automotive piece to their culinary, and they have culinary logistics to choose from, so they want another course to choose. And they deal with the state, and they're also a hub for workforce development. So people, once we get a little farther along, people will be able to actually go into work in there and choose, skill as like detailing, and be able to learn and be able to actually look up automotive jobs. So
I love the idea of it's like setting people off on the right foot if they choose to go into that. And I feel like there's courses for or trade schools for mechanics and stuff like that. And is that what this really is similar to like a DeVry or an ITT Tech or something like that, but more geared towards detailing?
I guess I didn't think about it like.
Or no, I'm just trying to I'm just trying to grasp
um,
it and kind of.
For example, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to be your own boss and somebody might not know, like,
Right.
you get into it like, am I making money?
Right.
You don't know how to do accounting or, for example, or something. Just the whole back end of the business that you have to know how to do, or you're not going to make money. That's teach you how to do that business plan with an actual teacher. Teach you how to that kind of thing. Or, for example, in the Indianapolis area, Mike's Car Wash had billboard signs up that said they had a management position starts at $40,000. So if you went in and got an accredited, a real education, and you learned a skill, and you're looking to work there, and you go in, and there's 10 people that go in for the job, and you have one thing up on all 9 of them, then you would get the job. And that's how I'm looking at it.
Right.
Actual
Okay.
real education. That's what I feel people are missing out on. We're also teaching teachers working with the youth. We're going to have an adult program and a youth program. And the youth we want to be able to teach work ethic. Shake somebody's hand, show up on time. Actually, detailing is hard work. So, understand that you got to put in work. You don't just show up and get paid. But
100%.
also, like, if you want to detail that $100,000 Corvette, you need to play the part. You look like you rolled out of bed.
Right.
Somebody's not gonna let you touch their car.
Right.
So
it's establishing not only the skill set to how to detail a car, right, but also how to run a successful business that could really transfer from any industry, right, and how to really
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Be able, like I tell people, you got to start somewhere. So you started out in detailing, and you did that for X amount of years, and then you want to, have that, and then learn how to do vinyl wrap, and then, just go from there. Like, when I was in college, I worked in car collision, and I was going to school for business administration. So learning, how to prep cars for paint, wet sanding and buffing on a fresh car. Fresh paint job is different than something that's already cured. I mean, you learn all different kinds of things.
Right.
So
who is this? You said you have the high school program and then the adult program. Which way do you see that? Like, describe the difference, like why a high schooler would maybe be interested in it, or maybe an adult program or an adult would be interested in it. Are they going to be able to, is the learning going to be the same? Is it going to be geared a little bit differently depending on where those people are at in their life, or how is that going to work? Or how does that work, rather?
We have all different things that we areas of how this is going to work. It depending on which organization we're working with. For example, the Edmund Martin Center deals with unemployed, reentry. If anybody doesn't know what reentry is, people that were incarcerated, coming back. People with low incomes that don't know that, they quite possibly don't know that something like vinyl wrap, you can make a very good, and detailing, that you can make a good living off something like that. Introducing, so then somebody might need some life skills, just depending on, or then if it's somebody that's a high schooler that went to check out the university, said, this is for me, what do I do now? so then, or there's maybe an adult that hasn't worked in a while that needs kind of finesse back into working. It's just all kinds of different avenues with it. Again, the university has an entrepreneur program, and they're also affiliated with Ivy Tech as well. So you go through their course, go through the detailing if you want to add automotive to that piece, and then get a real education.
What do you think this is going to do for the? I love the idea of getting in with people at the ground level, like before, either right when they start or before they've started, to really. I think that's where things get changed, right? And how the industry can get changed, and that's kind of what excited me when we started talking about this at SEMA, is that, wow, this really has the power to maybe not immediately change the industry, but definitely influence it, because as these people that, whether they're high schoolers or adults or whatever age, doesn't really matter, as they're interested in either detailing or clear and vinyl wrap, whatever, they're entering that space as a rookie. So depending on what the curriculum is that you have, that is really how they're going to look at the industry, through that lens, through the curriculum, right? So I feel like because they're so influenceable, I don't think that's a word, but because they're just learning, right? And they're being molded, right? So that's really where I got excited, is like, oh my gosh, these people can really be influenced, and the industry can be changed in all these ways that in the detailing industry specifically have people want it to see changed. But it's like teaching an old dog new tricks. That's an uphill battle, right? But if you get in on the entry level, that's really where we could see some change being made. Do you agree, disagree, thoughts?
I know. Are you the same age as me? I'm 37.
I'm 29.
You're in your 30s. Okay, well, I'm a little bit older, but we're still pretty not too far off.
Yeah.
When I started detailing at 14, there wasn't anything like what I'm creating, and this is how this all came about. I started going to car shows when I was 5. And again, I'm 37, so I've been going to car shows for over 30 years. The culmination of car shows, working in car collision, customizing my own cars, my degree, and just putting everything together. And this is how this come about. So giving people opportunities, I had to learn, detailing the hard way, from trial and error.
Trial, error, and prayer is what I like to say how I learned.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Yep.
Praying that what I messed up didn't really mess it up. That's usually what that meant.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad will occasionally bring up the topic of, when I was, 14, I put the old school face wax on my dad's black El Camino and left it on there. And he was pretty upset at the time, because the car sat outside. So then he had a few choice words to.
Oh boy, I can only imagine
trying to get that. but again, I didn't know any better.
Right.
But then obviously, we're giving you a good head start. With anything, you have to put in the years.
Right.
So we want to see people succeed, not just learn hands-on. We want the whole way around. Be able to do continued education. University is kind of looking for that next big thing to be able, and they already do that with the high school students. So they want something else to introduce. And why not? And they feel that, adding a skill to educate, adding skill to their current education. Especially they've had people say something already. So if they really let the people there now know that, hey, we're going to offer this, people jump on that. Plenty of people that are into cars. Heck, even if, you're into your major, a little bit into your major, this isn't for me. And then you hear about, hey, they have an entrepreneur course and it's going to be, they add automotive skills to it. And then somebody might want to change their major.
Right. And that's a way for people to get out with, like, can they obtain a degree and have this, like, would this be a minor or a major or any of that? Or would the classes go towards a course credit towards their degree? Or any of that? Or is that still in the stages of that?
It's just like, it's going, just attaching to it. We're still working out the details with it, but the entrepreneur piece, I believe, is a major.
Got it. Okay. Tell us.
Yep. A lot of talk yesterday, but but it'll be more into 2018. So this isn't going to happen tomorrow, but it's on its way, and we've got to work out the, no pun intended, the details. So
100%. It's you're trying to do a huge thing, and that's why I wanted to kind of bring you on the podcast, on the show, to not only try to help bring awareness to it, but also how can people get involved, because you talked about job at SEMA, job placement and interns and stuff like that. And I thought, for a lot of these people that I talk to that have thriving detailing businesses, one of the hardest things for them to do is to find quality employees, and so I thought, man, another part of this that kind of piqued my interest was, if guys with successful detailing shops could align themselves with this program that you have going on, and then there would be a path for, I know you talked about people running their own businesses, and maybe part of that internship is working under someone who runs a successful business in order to start their own business and see how real businesses run, but also for maybe people that go through it and love detailing or love clear film or whatever and just want to work for someone. I thought it might be a cool funnel for people to get employees or potential employees.
Yeah, it's a win-win with the externship. You get some, free labor for a little while, and if it's a good fit for your business, that him or her is a good fit, then you get an employee out of it, and they just form them to how you want things done in your business. And another thing too is that we want to be able to do this on a national level.
Right.
Starting out in Indianapolis, I feel, is absolutely perfect. It's the crossroads of America, and it's the racing capital of the world. So people can also come from many, many major surrounding cities. You have a short drive. If you want to learn something, even, you don't want to, you could just come through our course. You don't need to go through the university and be able to learn a skill. Gentleman I'm working with that's doing the vinyl wrap, his name's Dan Navia, Travel Wrap Graphics. So then if you're interested in something like that, you could do that. And what's great about him is, again, he travels and helps people learn how to not only install, but do the behind the scenes, the computer work, the design, put you with somebody in your surrounding area so you could sub out the work and be able to learn until you get comfortable. So we have that piece as well. So, but yeah, I want to be able to do it on a national level, and looking for any other schools schools, vocational college that would like to add a little something to their current program. Be more than happy to work together and create something.
And yeah, let's get into that. What are you looking for, and how can, people listening to this help you grow this program to help grow our industry?
Be able to, again, just be able to work together and create like a Clearview universal training. And I guess would it be affiliated with other detail shops or vinyl wrap shops that are out there, and show you what we put together and how you can work together with. Hold on one second. Just get in contact with me, and then we'd go from there and put you in contact with my business administrator, and she does the educational piece, and work together.
Awesome, man. I'm really excited about it. So I encourage any product manufacturer, any detailer with the shop, any detailer in general that wants to maybe get involved with this program or hear more information about it, would reach out to Eric directly. I really do. It's exciting to see how it could potentially help our industry as a whole. So that's kind of I think like the IDA would be a perfect fit, for something like this, to kind of team up with you, manufacturers, product manufacturers, and
yeah.
Like I think this is a would be a huge win for the IDA to get involved in this. So maybe if someone from the IDA is listening, they could at least reach out to you and have a conversation. Maybe you already do have that going, Eric. I don't really know, but it seems like a.
No, I don't have, but be more than happy to chat with them and tell them what we got going on. And we currently do have, you mentioned some of the industry people that I am currently work with. Todd with Jack's Wax.
Yep.
Avjit over at Titan Lifts. Grit Guard. Tim over at Shopvac, great company over there. Send us over some vacuums. Tornator, send us some equipment. It's on its way. So we've got some great companies already on board. Dr. Color Chip Tony, awesome dude. So anybody else that's interested in helping, want to get their product into the hands of the youth and be able to develop great brand awareness, would happy to have you.
Awesome. And how could they get a hold of you if they want to do that?
Many ways. You can call my cell at 301-730-4727. You can email me, Eric, at clearviewindy, that's indy.com. You can check us out on Instagram, Clearview Protects, Facebook, Clearview Products, Twitter, Clearview Indy, Pinterest. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to get a hold of me.
Awesome, man. Well, I hope someone takes full advantage of that and does reach out to you.
I hope, and really, like I said, really want to grow this. So anybody that's interested in building their business and taking something to the next level, be happy to talk with you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Auto Detailing Podcast. Head on over to autodetailingpodcast.com for full show notes and links of everything that we've talked about today. And don't forget to check out our resources page for a direct link to all the products talked about not only on today's episode, but that I use in my day-to-day detail business. They have direct links so you can purchase and get free shipping right from that page. That's autodetailingpodcast.com. We'll see you on the next episode.